All right, my little adorablenesses, we've got some major buzz going on here. Let me also give you the phone number to call me as soon as we're finished with the movie reviews, 800-544-7070. Okay, I'm going to review 5 movies for you today, okay? In reverse order. A Town Called Panic, which is actually a Belgian animated film, which is a very good film. It's somehow the Europeans take animation to a completely different level. Now, as you know, the #1 movie last week was The Princess and the Frog, made $25 million and is groundbreaking for Disney in that it's an African-American princess. And for an awful lot of little girls in the United States, it was really a breakthrough, and they're all getting out their tiaras and their ball gowns, which is wonderful. However, animation in the United States is very different. This is a very strange animation in its plastic toys like cowboy, Indian, and horse. And the idea is the movie is actually in French with subtitles. And the first part of it is terrific. The idea is it's a town called Panic, and everybody's always panicking. The horse talks, and remember when we were kids, in fact, these were really, I was, even when I was a kid, these were old, these were antique toys. The ones with the iron, like cast iron, like the toy soldiers, with the kind of oval base, and then the cowboy and the Indian and the horse. That's what these are. And they just move them around. It's stop action. And it's funny, it's smart, and everybody in town is always talking. They're always talking too fast. They're always panicking. And the first about 20 minutes of the movie is brilliant. Then they kind of don't know what to do exactly with it, and it kind of goes off on a tangent. But it's still innovative and fun, and I think you'll get truly a kick out of it. Did you hear about the Morgans? Is Sarah Jessica Parker and Hugh Grant, and playing Sarah Jessica Parker and Hugh Grant. I mean, she is the kind of brittle, fashionista New York real estate agent. Okay, so the change is she's a real estate agent as opposed to a columnist. He is a ditzy, British, somewhat bemused, successful lawyer. You don't believe either of them are successful. They are in the midst of a separation because he cheated on her. And they're in the process of trying to reconcile. And she goes to see a client in a penthouse and witnesses a murder, so they have to be put in the witness protection program, so they're going to Wyoming. At which point Sam Elliott and Mary Steenburgen are respectively the sheriff and the deputy sheriff who are in charge of protecting them. Hilarity ensues with learning to ride a horse, a bear, horseshoes. This is absolutely predictable. There's absolutely no chemistry. This movie is just a super waste of time. I'm not sure why it was made. I'll give it 1 star just because I suppose I have the Christmas spirit coursing through my veins. But I don't know what the point of this movie was, especially this time of year where there's so many good movies around. The Young Victoria. This is the first turbulent years. You have to remember that Victoria became a queen at 18 years old. Think about who you were at 18. Think about who your kids are at 18. Think about being in charge of the empire at 18. So this involves the early years of her reign and her marriage to Prince Albert. Emily Blunt is wonderful as Victoria. This is really, if you love historical dramas, and I must admit I do, this is really exactly what you go to see this kind of movie for. The costumes are sumptuous. Emily Blunt does look like Victoria. The settings are unbelievable. The politics are fascinating. At one point, she is playing chess with her cousin Albert, and she's being kind of flummoxed about, I don't know what to do. Miranda Richardson plays her mother as kind of the Joan Crawford of all mothers, and she's wonderful in it. And she says, I don't know what to do, and he says, look, if you're going to learn to play the game, you have to learn to play it well enough to beat them at their own game. And I'm thinking, oh, he's not talking about chess. So this one's a 4.5 star movie. It's a really fun movie. 9. You've seen all the ads for it with Daniel Day-Lewis and every gorgeous female actress, including Judi Dench, Penelope Cruz, Nicole Kidman, Mathilde Cotillard, did I say Penelope Cruz? Kate Hudson, Sophia Loren, and each of them get to be one of the women in Daniel Day-Lewis's life. This is a thinly disguised look at I just forgot it, Frederick Fellini. And this was a movie first. He did 8.5, which was somewhat autobiographical. And 8.5 included the 7 women in his life, himself, and then himself as a boy. That was the 8.5. It was done as a, I thought, not very successful Broadway play with Antonio Banderas, and it was transported into 9, and this was supposedly his 9th movie. The movie itself is sumptuous. All these gorgeous women. It's shot by Rob Marshall, who did Chicago. So the singing and dancing are wonderful. I love this movie. I thought it was really fun. And watching all these actresses who can't sing and can't dance, singing and dancing was just really, really fun. So 9 gets a full 5 stars. That was wonderful. Okay, Avatar, the big movie that's going to wipe out all the other ones that I mentioned. That Avatar is James Cameron's latest, Mr. Titanic, Mr. King of the World. And as I told you, this has taken movie making to a completely different level. There, at one point, I guess somebody was telling me that they weren't interested. I guess it was one of the people from here was saying that they weren't particularly interested in the movie until they saw the 60-minute piece on it, where James Cameron showed the setup for the love scene on the bow of Titanic and how long it took. It was a 3-day shoot or 3-week shoot or something, and how they could have done it in a couple of hours with CGI. So Avatar really works on all levels. It's a fun story. It's a love story. Cinematographically, it's mesmerizing. There are lots of things that blow up. It's too violent and too long for kids under the age of 10, but kids over the age of 10 and everybody else are just going to love it. And you get to wear your Elvis Costello 3D glasses. So Avatar gets full 5 stars. So for the week, the pick is probably Avatar, but you can't go wrong with 9, Young Victoria, or even Town Called Panic. Avoid the Morgans. More information on my website, 800-544-7070. I know that comes as a great shock to you. I'm Dr. Joy Brown.